Hey, welcome back, guys. We're gonna go over our trades for today. So we stopped the bleeding. We stopped the bleeding, and patient is stable. Um, so I'm gonna show you my P&L for today. Small winner, but I'm gonna take it. We stopped the bleeding. That's all that matters. My accuracy was 100% today. No losses. Exactly what I want to see. The confidence is coming back. I'm feeling confident. It's been tough, but we're back. And slowly gonna let this roll over. I don't need to just sprint to the. If I'm right on the month, I'm down 400 on a month. If we're red on the month, that's fine. What will matter to me the most if we're just closing that red gap as much as possible, and I'll be okay with that. I'm not gonna rush to just get to green. It'd be nice to get to green, but what will matter right now is just being consistent every day, getting the green, getting the green, getting the green. No red. I mean, if I take a red, it has to be quick. Yesterday I fumbled. I got out really late. It just froze up again. It's hard. I'm still struggling with that. But this is my P&L. So, first stock we traded today, we had BOF. So, BOF was the only thing that met the criteria on the scanner. So, someone mentioned to me that on the 10-second, I should focus more on the 9 and 20 crossover. And on the 1 minute, I should focus on the MACD to write out more profit. So, I avoided the MACD on the 10-second, but I was looking at the 1 minute, and he was right. He was saying that this is on my previous live. If you go over to the comment, you can check over what he said. Comment to see if you agree with that. I went over to some previous charts. I was like, wow, he's been pretty spot on. I don't remember his name, but just go to my previous live from yesterday. Look at the comment. He wrote a very detailed information. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's helped me with today's trade. So 9 over 20. 920, you make money. 20 over 9, it's time to say bye. So the 9 crosses over the 20 MA, and he says it's a precursor to the MACD opening up on the 1 minute. So as soon as it's opened up, this is 7:05. The MACD wasn't positive until a minute later. So I see this go up on VWAP, pulls back. I'm waiting for a confirmation. I don't hop in. I mean, I could have, but I didn't really notice that these two were lighter volume. But I did see pretty quick rejection at 280. So I was like, let me confirm that this is going to be a squeeze to a move up. So it squeezes up. I can get filled. I jump in a little bit late here, and I get in at, let's see, my average is 297. And here's where it begins to kind of top out, which is why my profit was $5 on that day, on that trade. I was holding for about a minute and 30, and I started to see it was just not breaking this wall. So I just get out. I took my profit at $5. I could have kept holding. I would have been able to tolerate, it didn't hit my stop loss, but I just wasn't feeling that confident. It just was not holding, and I didn't want to flush, and it just kept topping out. So, and it did eventually squeeze up a little bit here. So that goes to show my experience. Maybe, yeah, I could have held for longer, but I just was my gut feeling after a couple losses, you just want to take the green that you can, you know. So I was like, okay, yeah, it's fine. And then I missed a trade. I missed a squeeze on this later, so I'm looking at this as it's starting to sell off, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pay attention to another stock, and then what do I know? A couple minutes later, it squeezes up. Same situation. The MACD, the 9 EMA crosses over the 20, bounces up VWAP, bounces up for even higher support, and then immediately starts squeezing up here for a really good move. So that was something I missed. I thought volume was dead. I mean, here it was starting to die out. I didn't think it would start to curl back up. So, okay. That's fine. So, another stock I was looking at was LITM. So, things didn't really pick up till 5 a.m. So, LITM has a pretty good float, but on the daily chart, I was noticing that there was already previous moves on the day. Recently went up. So, I didn't think this would be the right move. Why? Well, it kept on popping and dropping, and there was just higher. I mean, look, there were two good volume candles here, but they would just reject, and there was just more selling on this, and there just wasn't buyers. People were selling. There were no buyers. So that would go up on scanner until NREV comes up. So I did fumble some profit, but I took the profit from my base hit. It's not like I didn't, you know, lose. I still made profit. I just took my base hit. I didn't see any reason for this to go up higher than it did. I mean, man, at the open, it made up $12, but when it started, it was already up. And I don't know if this happened to you guys. Please let me know if this happened. As NERV was squeezing up, my charts were not loading. I saw this squeezing, but my chart wasn't loading, and I was getting frustrated. I was like, "This is fucked up. Like, come on. Like, let me trade. Like, let me see what's going on." I don't know how comfortable you guys are feeling with trading without the chart, but I need to look at the chart. I mean, I wasn't just gonna jump into something that I'm not like looking at. Like, what do I know? You know, I think it's good visual for me to see. Let me know if you guys trade the without a chart. Some people can if they just look at level 2, but my chart was not loading. It wasn't until like around here, about like maybe a minute or two later, until my chart started loading, and I was like, okay, that's good. So this really was squeezing up pretty hard. So they had some financing up to 200 million. No, that's not. Yeah, financing 200 million for schizophrenic drugs. Okay. So I'm looking at this and I'm noticing the daily track too. We're already way above the 200 EMA. So I was like, this is odd. But, you know, I was like, all right, well, we'll see where this goes. And it was already up $4. And there's already a candle here. Let me go to auto. Let's see if this works. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes when I put auto, it won't automatically zoom in. Like, sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. So I was like, okay, we're already over this candle right here, and it was already squeezing. So I was like, okay, let me see where I can jump in for this stock. Okay, so my first entry on this NERV, so 50138, right around here. I tried to jump in for this mini pullback and couldn't get filled. Cancel my order. Well, actually, no. Let me see what I did. Hold on. Okay. It pulls back. I'm actually waiting for a squeeze up to 5. So it squeezes up, and I actually get in pretty good, 503. So I'm waiting for a squeeze on to 5. The 9 is over the 20 MA, so I know this is safe. 1 minute was looking good. It was starting the move. The bid was popping off. There was way more on the bid than the ask. The ask was, there was nobody selling. It was very, I felt confident. I looked at the bid. I'm like, this is good. Pops up, breaks over 5, getting 503. I sell for profit 521. And I was like, okay, fine. Good. And then I take another trade 30 seconds later. Why? Because I'm looking at the level 2. I'm like, yo, there is some crazy buyers right now. It was good. So I buy in this red candle at 514. Squeezes up to 538. I was trying to get filled at the top. I couldn't. Obviously, it's never going to be filled at the top. And I take my profit. Another, this one was actually 22 cents. A 24-cent winner, which is really good. So I like that. 24 cents. I'm off $47 on the day. Now, does this squeeze, did this go up a little bit higher, way higher, you know, up to like $7? Yeah. So, I don't know. I didn't see any possibility of this squeezing up as high as it did for this morning. Let me know if you guys rode the move all the way from the top, from the bottom, or not from the bottom, but you know, from around $4 or $5, and if you rode it all the way up to high of almost $7. Let me know if you guys did. And I mean, how long of a winner are you guys likely to hold for? What's the longest time you guys can tolerate winner? Because you can hold as long as you want, as long as you're winning, but how long would you say is your cutoff until you take your profit? You know, for me, 20 cents was already good, and that's what the mentality I need to be going with, especially if I need to just slowly crawl back. If I get more, I'm going to sell, obviously, but what is your hold time limit until you guys say it's enough, until the trend starts to cross over? I mean, here on the 10-second, you can see the MACD is already starting to sell off, so that could be an indicator. Here might have been an area where it could sell off, but the 920 is still open, and the 920 started to diverge or converge, so that can also be a sign too. But also with these red candles right here, so that's also another sign too. But you guys heavily focus on the 9 and 20 EMA for you guys to ride your profit, and the 1 minute on the MACD. Do you guys use those indicators? 'Cause that's what I was using, and I felt confident, but I didn't feel confident holding longer. Last thing I want to do is just, after a couple of red days, last thing I want to do is hold and hope for more profit, you know? But I didn't want to do that. This made some really good strides with the open. Amazing. So this is good. This is good. I feel like this has been one of the cleaner trades from the last week or two. I feel like it has been one of the most cleanest trades. But yeah, we stopped the bleeding. That's all that matters, and just slowly getting back up there. We still have time, but I'm not gonna make that rush. Just slowly, just get there. You know, November comes around, we start fresh. Same thing. Slowly build it up. Once I start to build more confidence, maybe then I can take a little bit higher share size for starting. I know someone mentioned to start over maybe at 125 or to increase to 125, 150 instead of jumping from 100 to 200. Right now, Charles Schwab doesn't really let me like it doesn't allow me to adjust to 150, 125. I can set it there, but for like my buttons, it won't allow. It only allow like whole numbers like 100, 200, 300. But I can try to set it to 125 when I get to that point. I want to get out the hole first. I gotta just stick with 100. Stick with the basics. That's all I need to do. Just get with the basics. After I want to get out the hole. After maybe 2 weeks, if I keep when I keep up this pace, then that's when I'll feel more confident. After 2 weeks of consistent profit, maybe I can move up to 125, 150, and slowly build up that confidence again. So yeah, I'm gonna admit 200 is probably too much. It seems like good because you want to get more profit, but that might have been too much. So we'll see. We'll try with 125. Do you guys, when you guys scale up, what's the time frame? What time frame do you guys give yourself, or do you guys go based off the profit? If I'm profitable for X amount of days, about a week, 5 days, 10 days, 15 days, a whole month, do you guys get to move up in your share size, starting share size then, or do you guys meet a profit criteria? I think I said the same thing. But what do you guys use to evaluate yourself and say, okay, I'm ready to go up to the next level. I'm ready to increase. So hopefully you guys found this video enjoyable. I'm definitely going to be looking more at the 920 EMA. I'm surprised. I mean, I should have been using that more often. But he did say, not all the time, like, there was another stock. It was a Chinese stock. I don't remember what it was. The 9 and 20 EMA was, the 9 was over the 20, but it was Chinese stock, and it would flush a lot. So it's not always going to be the case. But he told me, this person mentioned in the comment, to never trade when the 20 is above the 9. 20 is above the 9, you say buy. You don't trade. And for the most part, I mean, I feel like that has been true. I mean, let's see here. Or sideways. So yeah, see, the 20 was over the 9 here. Like, you wouldn't buy here because this is trending sideways. Where did it really start to converge down? Let's see. It was pretty strong here. Let's see, 9 is 636, 20 632, and right here. This is where it starts to diverge. So, and on the 1 minute, that should be a MACD negative. If I'm wrong. No, not really. 812. I mean, it did make another like higher, and then that's when the 9 crossed over the 20. So that does explain this move. And then when it starts to diverge again, that's when the MACD was negative here. So it's pretty consistent, I would say. All right. Well, we're gonna wake up tomorrow, do it again. $40. I mean, right now I don't have a profit goal right now. Just taking my base hits. 20 cents will be my base hit. So $20 on stocks I trade two, 3 times. If I'm trading 2 to 3 times with 20 cents, then that's gonna be $40-$60, which is not bad. That's what I was aiming for with August. Granted, if it goes more, if it does go higher, like from a single candle, then I'm gonna take the profit, obviously. All right, take care, guys. Hopefully you guys did good today. Better days are ahead of us always. And yeah, I'm gonna keep my head up. I know what I'm gonna do better. We always know, but it's when you put it into practice. And I really appreciate you guys' support. And I'm glad I get to share my feelings and my trades. I'm glad that this is a resource for you guys to see and reflect on and teach me as a beginner. And hopefully the beginners can see this too and learn from this, learn from my mistakes. Don't copy my trades, but learn from my mistakes. And I think we need to see more of that out there because we see all this stuff. I mean, Ross is a good example. We see all this stuff. People make a buttload of money, but do we really see the other side of when they lose a lot of money? Most traders don't really show that. But I don't want to be afraid to show that. It's going to be tough. It has been tough, but I'm not going to be afraid to show that because I gotta do it. It's my accountability. All right. Have a good day. See ya. Bye-bye.